Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Yes, it's true.
Rumors have been confirmed.
They have been confirmed. We're going to go to Canada, and we're going to spend some time with Curtis Kennedy. He is the founder of SimBody. Am I getting that halfway close?
Yeah, no, SimBody, that's it.
SimBody. Curtis has a very interesting background. He started building inventions as a young kid, around 7. I think your grandfather was an inventor, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that's right. My grandfather was the guiding influence to the whole thing. But it's been a long road of curiosity and tinkering around with things.
Well, if you're not curious, you're not living, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You got to be curious. We're going to talk about massage first of all. I love a good massage. I asked Daryl, and he's not. You're not fond of massages.
I've received a couple as quote unquote a gift that I've used, but that's about it.
And you don't care if you had another one.
No.
No. Okay. My wife is the same way. She's not fond of it. I love them. I love a deep massage. And one of the problems is that you might have a crick in your neck, a pain in your lower back, and you want to get it out, but there's nobody around to give you a massage. And of course, that's $150 American for a really good massage. Curtis, you've invented some self-massaging products that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But do you like a good massage yourself?
I love a good massage, yeah, and I think it stems from my origin story, and I've always had issues with back pain and really tense muscles, and my common solution on a daily basis has always been laying on top of a golf ball and on top of the ground with my full body weight, and believing that there needed to be a better, more accessible solution that worked with everybody on a daily basis is why we started the company SimBody and created our first product, Vertiball.
Which is a self-massaging tool.
Yeah. So, out of the struggle of laying on a golf ball every day to alleviate tension in my back, I realized it's a pretty inaccessible solution for one of the world's most common health problems. It's back muscle pain. And I always believe, for such a complicated problem and for what a complex system the musculoskeletal system represents, why isn't there a solution that gives everyone total control over their personal massage routine? And that's why we created this first product, Vertiball, which basically uses this airlock mounting system to lock itself onto household walls and other flat surfaces. And basically, you can place it at any height on the wall in accordance with where your tension or pain is. And we have a variety of different massage attachments that snap onto the mount. And with it being fixed in one location, it gives you the freedom to target specific areas with precise control, and also gives you the freedom to apply as much or as little pressure as you feel necessary. So the ultimate goal is to give people a tool that makes their back accessible so they can optimize their massage routine and hopefully suffer less on a daily basis from the big problem that is back pain.
Now, these are not electric units, are they?
We've got some electric products that are coming out, but the two products that we have on the market, Vertiball and Vertiroller, are just manual devices. So one is more of a pinpoint accuracy device. It's like a ball in a socket that rotates in all directions. And the other one, Vertiroller, it sort of has double ball or two balls on a single axis, and it's created from a soft elastomer, so it distributes pressure more evenly and gives you more of a loosen up feeling, whereas the Vertiball is very targeted towards pinpoint deep massage.
While we were talking there and you were talking about laying on a bed of golf balls, I invented something for you. Just glue some golf balls to a blanket, then they won't scoot out. And then you
That,
could lay down on it. It's yours. If I,
okay, awesome.
all right. So I just invented that for you. Curtis, at what age were you diagnosed with cancer? And how has your cancer kind of motivated you toward these healthful products?
Yeah. So my story sort of is broken up into 7-year segments, is kind of how I see it. It was when I was 7 years old, I really knew the three things that I was super interested in life. It was hockey, being an astronaut, and being an inventor. And I figured at some point maybe I could do all three. And so when I was 14 years old, fast forward a little while, I was diagnosed with this incredibly rare form of cancer for which it had only been studied 20 other times in the history of pediatric oncology. And it was kind of crazy, but life sort of switched in an instant. They said that I had 4 years of chemotherapy to go through. So I was in grade 9 at the time, and it wasn't until the back end of grade 12 that I got done with it. And in total, there was 25 surgical procedures. My longest stint without a day break from chemo was 730 days straight. It was a really long haul, and when I was diagnosed with this illness, they didn't actually have a defined course of treatment for it, and so it was a really complicated time. And through that period, I really thought a lot about how important it is to the human experience to feel good on a daily basis, like what that really means to your life and your happiness and the resulting joy. And so back then, spending a lot of time in hospital beds, I thought about what would I do with the rest of my life if and when I get done with this treatment. And ultimately, I had the sketchbook where I wanted to start this company called Be the Best You Can Be, that basically was all about inventions that help people feel better on a daily basis, so they could focus on living their best lives. And it's a mouthful for a brand name. It was going to be shortened down to BBYCB. But anyway, it ultimately ended up becoming SimBody when I came to university, and that's where I started it.
You have a degree in engineering, I believe.
My plan was to go to engineering school, get a degree, and then have a business going by the time I graduated that I could get going straight on. And I started doing them both at the same time, and the business started moving quicker than I had originally planned for it to. And I never actually finished my degree. I stopped 6 courses short, but at some point maybe I'll go back.
Hey, that's a weekend. Come on. You just take it on the weekend. From SimBody, we're talking with Curtis Kennedy. I can't imagine 4 years of almost continuous chemo, and that and why you're there and sketching and wanting to help people have good feelings. I mean, that's really a good goal, and I think it's terrific for the company SimBody to have that as a mission, to help make people feel good physically, and if you feel good physically, you have a pretty good chance of feeling good mentally. Our guest from I believe Ontario, is that where you're at?
I'm from New Brunswick, Canada.
Is that where you are now?
Yeah, so far on the East Coast.
Oh my, you are way up there. You're really cold. Anyway, Curtis Kennedy from SimBody, and we're going to take some time out. Join us at latenighthealth.com. That's latenighthealth.com. We'll be back as Late Night Health continues. Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment. If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. And as I said earlier, be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com. We'll have our guest's pretty picture up on the site, as well as some more information about his new book. You how many books, Faust?
This is the second of a series of 7.
Wow. Don't you find writing lonely?
You know, I don't. I'm not one of these people that holds up and writes for a week or doesn't come out. I write for about a half hour, then I take a break, then maybe I go back. I dictate, I don't type, because that would drive me crazy. And my copy editor would be insane over the mistakes I made.
Got it. I understand. All right. Let's talk about the psychological aspects. We mentioned that, violence is at I don't know if it's at an all-time high, but, not a day goes by that we don't hear about some tragedy. The shootings in Texas several months ago, going back a couple of years, Columbine. I mean, it goes on and on and on. What you said about being in a market or a store and having, seeing two people with, packing guns like Gunsmoke scares the living daylights out of me personally.
It did me when I saw, and I know many people who are officers, and I've talked about the displaying of the gun. They said the worst thing you can do, because not only does it put other people, in a point, in a fear mode, if you will. What it does is that gun is exposed, and somebody walks up behind you and may take your gun out of your holster and shoot you with it. So it's just bad all the way around. But it's the mentality that goes around. I grew up, as you, I'm sure, where we kept our doors open. We half the time we didn't lock them at night. Cars were open. We never worried about such things. And now we're at a point where we have security systems in our home. And someone just told me that purchasing weapons was up 60%, and most of that is by women. So now we're seeing this whole internal protect mode. And you want to talk about psychological pressure. It's not that you're just in areas where you might have a problem. We're doing that to protect our homes. When we get to the point that we are introducing such intense security measures to protect our own homes, that tells you where we are in the nation.
I remember years ago, I was on the air at a radio station, and I made the statement that I believed in gun control. And I don't mean to be political here, but psychologically, I had somebody call me up and invite me to go to a shooting range. And I did. I went. And first of all, I met a couple of guys, and they said, "Hi, Mark, how are you?" And then they'd come back 10 minutes later, and they'd say, "Mark, let me show you the right way of holding that gun." And it was palatable. It was palatable. You could touch I don't know if their anger, but all I had to do is strap on that gun. So I was thinking to myself, let's all strap on guns. We just don't have firing pins, maybe. It scared me.
And again, it's that internal mechanism I'm so concerned about. We talk about the violence, we talk about guns, but what we don't talk enough about is what we're doing in our own brains. That dialogue, that internal dialogue has changed in the past 5 or 6 or 7 years, and we're far more angry. And what we're telling ourselves every day, there's more fear being expressed internally, more anger and the negative verbiage that we use internally. That's the stuff that I'm concerned about, because it's one thing to see an overt change. Things are changing out there. But when things are changing to the point internally that we are angry and it's like a pre-violent kind of a dialogue going on, now we're in a very concerning area in this nation. We really need to be, again, the communication is going to be essential, where we can see examples of nice, positive communication. We're not seeing that. Everything we're seeing is negative, and we're internalizing it. That's scary.
Are people angry?
People are fearful. People are untrusting. They're critical. They're angry. It's all the negatives they're increasing. I don't want to say this is where any epidemic, proportions here. However, we're not stopping. So you get to the point where everyone's working like that. And, again, I say leadership, and I don't ever I try not to criticize presidents. Their job is hard enough. But I don't hear this one saying, hey, folks, let's all get together and let's, we're that nation. We used to hear that from presidents. We don't hear that from them anymore.
Yeah, but we haven't heard that. I have heard him say that, at least the feeling. What bothers me is that he could say something and people interpret it 12 different ways. And they did that with Trump. They did it with Clinton. They did it with, Ford. They did it with everybody. It's just part of the routine, if you will.
I agree with that. But, I don't think it changes the responsibility of leadership to continue to say those things. It's the old story. We can do the best we can, but then we have no control over what the other person is going to think and how they're going to react to that. I just think we have to constantly keep putting the best foot forward. So leadership, and again, I'm not going to put this on the president because it's leadership people. It's the people who have a say, who have influence. Those are the people you're looking for that have to start this.
But can you see the governors of Texas or Florida saying, "Oh, we didn't mean to send those people up to,"
And that's where it's escalating. Now you're getting where I'm at with this. It's escalating to that. We've got it started, though, because you're right. Can you see those people? My God, can you see people in some of the states in the country embracing diversity? Probably not. But that doesn't mean we look at that and say, all right, they're not going to, why are we even bothering? Because we have to bother. If we don't, we're going to continue to sink. We never, it's the old story. The only thing for evil to triumph is for good men and women not to do anything. Right. And we have to get to a point where those of us that are willing to put that step forward and put ourselves on the line a little bit have to do so. And sooner or later, the influence, if the influence stays constant, some of those people are not going to be in office, because even in those areas we're seeing, younger people coming in, newer ideas are going to come in. And it's important that we train our young people with the abilities to communicate and listen to other people, so we do move forward, doing things a little bit better than we are.
As we wrap up our time together, Faust, what would you recommend that each person do every day? I mean, meditate, talk, go for a walk. What should we do to bridge the gap and come together again?
It's a good question. And the answer to it, from my perspective, is that we really need to learn how to retrain our bodies and our brains to do things in a more healthy, positive fashion. It's not going to happen overnight. If you're 50 years old and you've been doing things in a negative fashion all these years, you've trained your brain to go in one direction. It's a default for you. It's about conscious application of energy, conscious thought that says, I need to keep doing these things. If we're going to move the nation together, move it forward, we need then as individuals to be able to embrace all of this. So
we are out of time, and I think you've got a good message. The name of the book, Making America Whole, the introduction of a foundational and actionable communicative plan to begin the nation's unification process. The what, the who, the how, and the when, by our guest, Faust Ruggiero. And Faust, thank you very much for joining us. Look forward to another conversation.
Well, that sounds great. Thanks for the invitation. Best to all of you. God bless.
Thank you. All right, I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. I love a good massage, and we're going to find out about that as Late Night Health continues.